So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets Through Navamsa series of the week. And today we're going to be covering Venus in the 12th house of your Navamsa chart, as in what happens when Venus, as in Shukracharya, is in the 12th house of your D9 Navamsa. And D9 Navamsa, as you know, is one of the most important charts in Vedic astrology after your birth chart, because it shows the forward path of the karma, the inner strength of the planets, the core of the planets, the core of who you are. And obviously it is a chart of marriage, unionship. What do you get through marriage? What do you get through uniting with someone? That is a Navamsa chart. And 12th house of Navamsa represents the bed pleasures of the marriage, losses through marriage, foreign travels through marriage, the peace of bed, meaning sleep, through marriage, and the secrets of the marriage. So all of these things are the 12th house of Navamsa. And as always, if you do not know, if you have this particular Navamsa chart, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, or, well, not nakshatra, except maybe your birth chart, because only I know the nakshatras through my softwares. But just to know all the basic details, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently teaching planets through nakshatras and ascendant through nakshatra. So let's get started with Venus in the 12th house. So this is a very, very peculiar position of Venus. Especially if you're a man, Venus will represent the wife, the woman of the house. And being in the 12th house shows that spouse will have a strong devotion towards either a certain god, goddess, or specifically one is actually even looking devotion towards you as the husband. But what happens is Venus, when it's a man's chart, will represent the wife, the woman of the house. When it's a female chart, it'll represent the female herself. And it will represent the quality of the marriage. And this is a particular position that kind of feels like an oblivion. It is literally like living in an oblivion, meaning it's a unionship without boundaries. It's a unionship without constraints. It's a unionship, that operates on its own wits, on its own senses. And this can frustrate, especially a person as in a man who would be married to a woman, that, come on, get it going. What are you doing? But one thing we do see is that regardless of man or woman, especially through marriage, one has the most peaceful sleep unless Venus is surrounded by malefics. Especially Venus, Ketu, or Venus, Mars. Literally a person can be insomniac. And your spouse, especially for a man, and for a female, it'll be herself, will do wasteful spending. Spending that will make sense to them, but when you look at it from a logical standpoint, it will not make sense for that particular time, because none of us actually make any logical purchases. Like sometimes I have impulse purchases. Sometimes I just want to get this gadget, want to get this thing for, let's say I got a new light today. I didn't have to replace it, but because it has just a little bit more, color saturation, and it actually helps with the chromatic aberration with the lens, I'm like, okay, let me try it, but it's not something that I really, really needed. So we do that. But the thing is, this person, when they do it, it's going to be a little bit more overboard. And this person will want to spend money on luxury items. They want to be in a pleasurable environment in their bedroom. And one thing you will notice with this Venus is that a person naturally will not pay attention to their physical appearance. They will not care to look the greatest and look the most beautiful. They can just get out, without, second thought and going to a grocery store. And one thing we do see is that such a person can also have a sweet tooth. And that can affect their health, as in diabetes. And this usually happens if Venus is with malefics. Without it, it won't do that, but with malefics, it will do that. And yet, a person also has a great desire to perform. They want to be performing. They want to use their physical body to kind of manifest something in a artistic field or even in a work field. The other thing we also see is that this person gets addicted to traveling. And they love foreign cultures. They want to have many friends with many different cultures. And especially you will see that this person, especially a man, will at one point have either a romantic interaction or even a relationship with a Muslim girl. A female will visit Middle East countries. Man or woman, both, especially man will do that after marriage, but women will do that regardless, like going to Dubai, going to, Saudi Arabia somewhere. I mean, there are limited, like Jordan. There are limited places where you can go in the Middle East, but they will somehow have a connection with that. And poetic-wise, this person is quite poetic. When it comes to using their imagination for words, it's too easy for them because Venus represents literature. If somebody who graduated in literature, just look at the timing when they graduated. There will be an influence of Venus in those years of learning. And 12th house is naturally the house ruled by Jupiter, who's a significator of publishing. So one wants to secretly, usually these people want to secretly publish things. They want to have a secret website. They will not tell anybody. If somebody sees it, but they'll put their thoughts on those websites. They'll put their, like daily journal on those sites, maybe with their romantic poetic gesture in it. Okay, but this is, like I said, it's a hit and miss situation with this Venus. Usually it's a marriage kind of is in a dream world more than the practical world. Okay, so anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Venus in the 12th house of your D9 Navamsa chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Venus is placed, all the other astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.